What's going on, babes? It's your girl Shay. And where's my babe? Chantel. Hold on, somebody's at the door. Who is it? Is the knock coming out of the door? Babe? Surprise! We're gay! Happy National Coming Out Day, guys. Today's a great day.
Why is it a great day?
Because of all days,
Yes.
of all the days in the world,
Yes.
today's a day
Yes.
that it's okay
Yeah.
to be gay.
Woo! I'm a fairy!
What's going on, babes? So, on a serious note, Chantel totally just came out of the closet, y'all.
I did.
Like,
Guys, I'm actually gay.
rainbow flags, freaking sprinkles and sparkles, and
You forget the last 5 years we've been together.
I know. It's been a lie.
Yeah.
Where were you then?
I don't know. I was lost in the sauce.
So, yeah, today is a great day. It's a National Coming Out Day. It's a day that society has said it's okay to be gay, which is cool, and not so much, you know, because society has to say it's okay to be gay. I mean,
The world we live in. America.
America. But yeah, so we're gonna give you guys our coming out story. For her, it's sweet and short and amazing, and it's one of those stories that
Doesn't happen very often.
not at all. And
You really get like opposite sides of the spectrum with me and her.
Yeah.
With my coming out story, which is great, and then her coming out story, which most of you probably would more level with than anything.
Yeah. So take it away, babe.
Boom, boom. No. So we're gonna take it back till 6th grade. I remember this day like it was yesterday. So I started dating my first girlfriend. I'm not gonna say her name because we're not cool no more. But no, I started dating my first girlfriend. I know 6th grade. I didn't know my ass from my elbow, whatever. I remember I was with my mom and my stepdad, and I was sitting in my room. No, that's not how it happened.
It isn't?
No.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
So my stepdad had picked me up from school one day. Cause me and him like are super close. We talk about everything. So
It's her father.
Yeah, technically speaking, it is my dad. So we were sitting there in the car one day. He had picked me up from school because as he usually picks me up from the school. And we're driving to go pick up my mom from work. And we were talking about whatever was going on in school, what's going on in the world, blah blah blah. And then he got kind of quiet after a while, and he stopped and he's like, I know, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about. He's like, just know that I know, and that it's okay, and it's okay for you to tell your mom. So backstory on that too, my brother is actually gay as well, and so they have experience with it. When my brother came out, everybody was fine with it, whatever. So he was just telling me, he's like, it's best if you be honest with your mom and just let your mom know that of who you are. And I was staring at him, I'm in 6th grade, I'm immature, I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Fine, whatever. And I go home, and I'm sitting on my bed, and I'm just like, he knows. And no one really knew, a couple of my friends knew in 6th grade that back then I considered myself bisexual because I had been dating guys as well. But,
There's nothing wrong with bisexual.
Yes. Nothing wrong with it, power to you guys.
Power to you guys.
But it was just a stage that I had went through to figure out who I really was. And, I was sitting in bed, and I was just wondering, and I was like, should I tell my mom? Like, I think this is a good time to tell my mom. I was young, I'm pretty sure back then she was like, yeah, okay, whatever. But no, I went into the bathroom because she was doing her hair. And I sat on the toilet, and I looked at her, and I was like, hey, mom, I have something to tell you. And she looked at, I remember that she was, curling her hair, and she stopped, she's like, I know. And she just kept doing what she was doing. And I was like, so you know? She's like, yeah. She's like, I know. She's like, you don't have to tell me anything. I understand. I know. She's like, whatever makes you happy, and that's it. And I was like, so is that it? And she's like, yeah, that was it. And I went into my room, I called my girlfriend and told her what happened. And that's literally all that happened. My sister knew, my brother knew, and it was pretty much a ripple effect for everybody in my everybody in my life to know. And everybody was very, very happy with it. Everybody was okay with it. I've never experienced the bashing. I never experienced the hateful comments. It's always just been, you know, my family's really open with everything, and they open anybody with open arms, whether you're gay, you're straight, you're transsexual, whatever the case may be. They're really, really open with this. So I was very blessed to have an amazing support system to help me through everything. And here I stand 5 years later, married to this amazing woman. And my family adores and loves her more than anything in this world. I think they love her more than me.
That is so true.
Like, not even kidding. Like, she's their favorite. But, yeah, that's my story.
Sweet, right? Right to the point. Like, it's the story that everyone wants. You know, because you don't have to come out of the closet when you're straight. When you're straight, you don't have to be like, hey, mom, hey, dad, I'm straight. I like girls.
They automatically just assume that you're dating the opposite sex.
It's normal.
Yeah.
So, my story. Okay. So, I always knew that I was different. That something was different about me, you know. When I grew up, my father, he told you for 6 siblings. He raised 6 children by himself. He was a single father. And I idolize this man. I still do. He's my hero. He's
amazing. I love him. He's amazing.
So growing up, you know, and you being a young woman, instead of having that mother figure, I had that strong, amazing father figure who was just like straight to the point. This is what we're going to do. Very military, very structured, very disciplined, like, but amazing father. Couldn't have asked for a better father. So I always gravitated to doing what people would say the masculine things, or always being around my father. I guess you could say I'm a daddy's girl.
You guess?
Yeah.
This girl lives for that man.
So then when I was around 7 years old, I was homeschooled, so then I went to public school, and I had my first teacher. And I had the biggest crush on my teacher. Me being like 6 or 7 years old, I was just like, she's so pretty. And I was always saying how beautiful and pretty girls were. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, oh, it's normal. Because I would hear my father talk about how beautiful women were, you know, and my brother. And my sisters would always talk about, guys are so attractive. And I would agree. But I always, like, it's like, man, I like you, you know, more than just, oh, you're attractive. So fast forward, you know, all through my entire childhood, my entire family knew that I was different. And when I say different, they knew that I was very masculine and I guess you can say gay, right? And my grandfather's a pastor, and he would recite biblical scriptures about homosexuality. And I guess this was their way of just educating me on homosexuality and how it's a sin and how it's wrong and how you're gonna, all this stuff. So they were actually instilling fear in me to not be gay. And growing up, I had a complex. Like, I hated myself for many of years. Like, all the way through middle school, I was like, I was homophobic. And it was so sad because I knew that I was gay, but I was afraid to be gay because I was afraid to be disowned. I was afraid to be different than anyone in my family. And I hated myself for a very long time. And then I was about to go to high school. And one of my friends, I sat down and I was like, hey, I have to tell you something. And I don't know how you're going to react, but I need to tell somebody this. And then she was like, well, what's wrong? You know, I had a really serious face and I was terrified. Like, this was going to be the first person that I told that I was different. And I sat there and I told her and I was like, I'm gay. And she started smiling. She's like, I know. I was like, you know? How do you know? I didn't even know. What do you mean you know? You know, I'm like freaking out now. And she's like, Shay, like, I know because you told me. And I was like, well, how did I tell you, you know? She's like, the way that you act, you know. Now, let's fast forward, I'm in high school. Still haven't told my family yet. I haven't told my family yet. So I'm in high school and I am a freshman. And now, you know, you're in high school, so you see different women, really hot women. You're going to do different stuff, exploring, like, you know. So I'm starting to be true to who I am outside of my home. So my sisters knew, all of my sisters knew that I was gay. I told them all, and they all loved me and accepted me. They were like, we love you, whoever, regardless of who you're sleeping with, basically. So they knew. And I had this girl who I thought was my girlfriend at the time. And we were kicking it, you know, I'm experimenting, having fun, it's great. And my father starts to see my behavior changing. Like I'm texting, I'm doing sneak calls, I'm calling, and I think I remember exactly when I came out to him. We were in a car and we were driving from Philadelphia to New Jersey to go see my brother's mother. And I said I love you to the girl that I was talking to at the time. And when I hung up the phone, my father, he's driving down the highway, it's raining, and he goes and he was like, so you love her? And I was like, dead silence. I was like, I love her. Like my heart's pounding, bro. Like let me tell you, my heart was pounding.
So into the story.
I was like, I was terrified. Like I was like sweating. The heat wasn't even on. I was sweating, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to like lose everything. My father's gonna disown me. I'm terrified. So my father went in the house to go see my brother's mother. And I called the girl that I'm dating talking to at the time. And I'm like, look, my father just found out about us. Like, I don't know what to do. She's calming me down, you know. It's okay, babe. You're okay. It's fine. Just tell him. And I'm like, just tell him? You don't just tell my father things, you know. So whatever. Got some courage. And he came back in the car. And legit, I was like, just let me say it. Because if I don't say it, I'm not going to say it. And I was like, I like women. And it was just like awkward silence for a little bit. And then my father was just like, well, I love you regardless to what. And I was just like, and it was just like the weight of the world was lifted off my shoulders. And it was the most terrifying but satisfying moment in my entire life, because to have my father tell me I love you no matter what and I accept you for who you are, it was the greatest feeling ever. So never forget this day either, because it was completely different than my father's reaction. So I was expecting like my father to be, what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more judgmental, and he wasn't. He was loving and accepting. And I go to my mother. She's sitting down. We're outside, so she's sitting right here where Chantel is. I'm sitting right here facing her. My aunt was right here, and then my oldest sister was right here as well. And we're sitting here, and I'm like, Mom, I have to tell you something. And she's like, what, Shayla? I said, I really have to tell you something. I really just need you to listen and be okay with it. And then she was like, okay. And I was just like, I said it like, I mean a whisper. And I was like, I like girls. And then she was like, what? I can't hear you. And I was like, I like girls. And she said, no, seriously, stop playing with me, Shayla. And I was like, no, like really, Mom, I'm a lesbian. And that was the first time I ever used that word too. And she gets up from the table and she goes into the house and she comes back with this glass of clear water, assuming. And then she takes it and she makes a face, and I'm like, so I grab her cup and I smell it, and it's straight vodka. And I'm like, really, Mom, it's not that serious. And she was like, well, I just don't want to talk about this. And I was like, okay, whatever. 2012, I go join the military. Met this amazing, beautiful woman. 2013, you came home?
No, I didn't meet your parents till before you left to Afghanistan.
So
2014.
2014.
A month.
A month before I left for Afghanistan, I took my wife home. She was my girlfriend at the time. And instantly they fell in love with Chantel.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get over a cold. That's why I keep coughing.
So now it's like, it's solidified because now my father's going to meet the woman that's going to become my wife. And at this point, I knew I was going to marry her. So I just wanted her to meet my family and have them, you know, get to know this amazing woman that's going to become my wife. My father sits upright, you know, he's like this. And he positions, Chantel and I are like in the curve right here. So he positions himself and he turns looking directly at Chantel and I. And then he goes and he says, so, how are you going to give me grandchildren? And I was just like, mind you, my father, this is when he used to drink. He was sitting here with a big Heineken and he had a shot of Henny. So I'm like, way to break the ice, Father. So I'm like, what are you drinking? So I take his shot of Henny and I take the shot and I'm just like, you know, we're going to have children. Yeah, I'm like stuck. Like I'm trying to find my words. I'm like, well, we're gonna have children one day. I actually want to carry. Chantel wants to carry. We're gonna have children. You're gonna have grandchildren. And I was like, the science is, we can make it happen. And then Father was just like, okay, that's all I wanted to know.
And they continued with their conversation.
That was it. My family loves her. They accept us. They love us. My father can't wait to have grandchildren from us. Like, it's amazing. I personally had to go through a lot, but I love who I am. I'm very confident. Every day I get up wanting to be a better person, wanting to do better, wanting to spread, happiness in the world. This lady tells me every day when I go to school, she was like, you know what? I really enjoy seeing you. And I was like, oh, that's nice. She said, because your smile brightens up the world. And I was like, even if I'm having a bad day, I'm always smiling. Even if you're making me angry, I'm always smiling. I was like, I just want to spread prosperity, and happiness and positivity through the world. That's it. And if I can do that through my smile, making the worst person having the worst day a happy day, that's all I'm here for. So with that being said, guys, this is our amazing coming out story. And if you're out there and you're watching this right now and you're going through the struggle of not knowing who you are, because it's okay not to put a title on anything. You don't have to be like, I am this. No, the cool thing about life is that you can be whoever you want to be when you want to be it. Yeah. You can do whatever you want. And all those aspirations and goals that you have, it's only going to help add the fuel to the fire that you're going to actually brighten up this world in.
As my wonderful wife says, nobody can stop you but you.
That's it. So if you're going through some hard times because you're trying to identify with this little confining box that society says you have to fit in, all you got to do is give them a stiff finger and just be happy and be who you are. That's it. So happy National Coming Out Day, guys. We absolutely love you. Thank you for watching our video. If you have any comments or any stories that you guys have gone through with coming out, just go ahead and put it in the comments. And hey, I got advice for days, y'all. Like really days. I should be a motivational speaker.
She really should. You get very opposite sides of the spectrum here. I'm the shy one, kind of off to a corner, and Shayla's like the personality butterfly that just like flaps her beautifulness everywhere. I don't know how else to put that.
I love you.
I love you.
But yes, guys, that's it for today. Anyway, guys, we love you so much, and take care. And if you're new to our channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. See ya.
Bye.
Peace.